Welcome back, friends! Today I am going to make my very own herbal tea mixtures. Front of me in these jars I have got so many, I don't even know how many, I haven't counted it, but I've got so many, we're gonna go through in a minute, different flowers, herbs, leaves, what I've been collecting all last year. So from the spring till the late autumn. For example, I've got strawberry and raspberry leaves, what we can pick now or the next couple of months in springtime. And I've been freeze drying all of these. Anything what's in here today, it's all been freeze dried, but you can dehydrate them as well. Or just dry them hanging up like I've got the bunch up there. But because I'm learning about freeze drying the past 5 years, I am enjoying the freeze drying method. So we've got raspberry leaf and strawberry leaf. We've got calendula, what we've just sown, the seeds not long ago in a garden. This one is the orange. We've got the borage, also sown the borage together. We've got lemon balm, rosehip, elderberry. So the calendula, elderberry, it's more of a summer pick, and the rosehip is autumn. Mullein leaves is now in a garden, it's coming back. Chamomile, we've got hawthorn flowers and leaves. Mullein flowers. We've got raspberry, strawberry, hawthorn flower, blackberry. Oh, smells divine. So these are the leaves of the raspberry, strawberry, hawthorn flower and blackberry. We've got the hawthorn, the berries. And that's it, I think I've picked from the annex today. I've also got some chamomile in here from previous years left over, and also got my herbal mixture, what I have used and done last year. So, what's in here? We've got goji berry, chamomile, nettle, elderflower, calendula, stevia, lemon balm. Wow, and smells divine. So this is the mixture what I've done last year. So we're going to make up our own herbal tea today. I haven't got a plan, we just go with the flow, you know the way I work. I am just making up things as we go. So we can use this up. What I was thinking to do, I've got an empty jar in here, so we can fill this with we can start with an empty jar. I've got a funnel, I've got some couple of more quart jars just in case, and I've got this little jug, so I thought we can mix it in here and then we can pour it in to the jars. But we can use this one says lemon balm, but we're gonna add everything what we've put in this together, and on the end we're gonna make our own herbal tea and we're gonna have a taste test. So how exciting is that? Also, I'm gonna make today elderberry syrup, and in my elderberry syrup I'm going to use the elderberries, the freeze-dried elderberries. I'm gonna use some water, spring water, raw honey from the garden, and I'm gonna use organic Ceylon cinnamon in it today. Okay, so which one shall we start with? Let's start with the rose tip. With measurements wise, I'll go and grab a, let's see, maybe you can use a quart cup. Quart cup sounds like a right, or maybe a third. Let's start with a quart cup and then we go from here. So let's put a quart cup of the, I'm gonna do lots of sniffing in here because I just love sniffing. So 1/4 cup of rose hip, lemon balm, quarter cup of lemon balm. We might do a double, so I just leave everything in here. I leave it on the side so I know which one we used, which one we need to write on the label on the end. Let's put a 1/4 cup of elderberry. Oh dear, made a mess. Never mind, just tidy up real quick. Tidied up my mess. Oh, I just crunched on one. I dropped on the floor as well. Oops, another one. Oh dear. Never mind. Sorry about that. Let's carry on. So, let's put this oxygen absorber back. Right. Okay, so far we've got rose hip, elderberry and lemon balm. Let's put some hawthorn berry. 1/4 cup of hawthorn berry. What's this? This is a lemon. No, it's a mullein. Well, actually, let's put a mullein as well. Why not? Put a 1/4 cup of mullein. I like to use this as a steam. You know, when you got stuffed nose and it's just the pressure in your head, put very hot water. Put about a cup to a very hot water in a big bowl, and then get a towel, sit down, put the bowl in front of you on a table, you know, lean over, or you can sit down and just relax and put a towel over your head, and that creates a steam, but it's really good clearing out your nose. Okay, what else shall put next? Let's put maybe some raspberry, strawberry and hawthorn berry leaf. I need to be careful now. I want to make even more mess. But this smells gorgeous. Oh, I think I'm gonna make this on its own. Okay, I think we've got enough in here now. Give a very good mix. If you have got clean hands, I'll show you what it looks like, and we can just put it in a jar. And we've got a home-grown, home-foraged, homemade, a very homemade herbal tea. So I can make a double, but that's enough for now. So I'm just going to put this in this quart jar using this little funnel. It's just easier, funnel, sorry. And it smells amazing. Keep making a mess, but never mind. Oh dear. It's just a bit clumsy sometimes. Right. So let's grab a lid. Okay. And every time we have this herbal tea, just give it a good mix in a jar and just use maybe like a good pinch to, let's say, to this jug. And we're gonna make this on the end after we finish making our teas. So we've got the first mixture. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna line this next to the ones what we've used, so I know what to write on a label, what's in here. So the elderberry, lemon balm, rose hip, hawthorn, and raspberry and strawberry leaves. Okay, so that's that. Next, let's make raspberry and strawberry leaves, and we're gonna add to this hawthorn flowers and leaves, and we're gonna add some borage flower. I think I'm happy with this. Right, I had an idea. Before we carry on doing this, I might as well start the elderberry syrup, because that will need time. It needs simmering first and then cool down before we put the honey. So I'm going to use, in this saucepan, I'm gonna put 2 cups of cold water. To this water I'm going to add a cup of freeze-dried elderberries. I'll try not to make a mess this time. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, perfect. And now I'm just going to put this on stove to simmer behind us here, so that can nicely get to nice simmer before we do the next step. Right, back to herbal tea number 2. Raspberry leaf. We're gonna go with 1/3 of a cup measures this time. So that's a raspberry leaf. I usually pick my raspberry leaf before it starts flowering, so literally like now is the time, or very close. It's not quite there yet, but before flowers, or definitely before start fruiting. Strawberry leaves, same. I think I'm gonna use all this. It's about 1/3 of a cup, and I'm gonna break it up with my hand. Perfect. Okay, next we can do the borage flower. Can use all this up. That's a very good decoration in ice cubes as well. You know, get an ice cube tray, fill it up with water, put this beautiful looking purple borage flower on the top, and it looks really good if you make cocktails or just soft drinks. And it also tastes like a cucumber. So, okay. So we leave this here, what we've used. And we're gonna put the hawthorn flower like that. Give it a good mix and crunch it. Okay. Oops, that's not that good for that. Let's put some calendula in there as well. Why not? So just break it up. See, I've left it too long now. You know, it's not that dry how I would prefer to be. So I'm just gonna break the petals off like that, and I'll discard that green bit. Calendula flower is edible. It's got, I usually have a few petals if I've got a scratchy throat. Looks nice in a salad bowl as well. Okay, please always do your research. This is just what I do. Right, okay, I think we're good. So I'll show you this one. Look how lovely colourful this looks. Perfect. I cannot wait to try this tea. And we're gonna make another one. Oops. So I'm gonna use this on this actually, because that says calendula on it. Okay, so this is, we put this here. It's got 2 lots at the minute. And then we're gonna make the last one in here. And that's gonna be, we're gonna use some of the old chamomile. So I wanna pour 1/3 cup of the, not last year's, but years before, chamomile. And this year's 1/3 cup. And it goes. We're gonna also use mullein flower. I'm not sure. I'm not putting this in it. I don't like the color of this, you know. No, I'll leave this out. I don't want to spoil it. Let's do mullein leaves instead. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, so let's put 1/3 cup of that. And this is gonna be more of like a chamomile tea. Okay, that's perfect. I'll put this in here. I could have doubled this or triple, but for now, this is enough. So let's see if you like the flavor first. And then if you do, we can make some more. Right, perfect. So now, what I'm gonna do, this all because that's not what says in there. This got these 2 chamomile and the mullein leaf in there. Perfect. I'll tidy up my mess now. And let's go stir that elderberry tea. This is just now started simmering. So at this point, this is a very strong elderberry tea. I'll leave this to simmer for about 20 minutes before we sieve this through a sieve and a cloth and let this cool slightly before we put the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so we have made 3 different homegrown and homemade herbal tea, and we're going to make 3 tea and we're going to have a taste test. So the first one we're going to try is chamomile and mullein leaves, and I'm gonna put a tablespoon of each tea mixture to these jugs. So we've got the chamomile and mullein. The next one is Calendula Hawthorn flowers and leaves, raspberry leaves, strawberry leaves, and a borage flower. Sounds delicious, right? Give a good mix, a good tablespoon or more, and put this in the next one. It's gonna be very potent and strong, so you do not need a lot. Okay, it's the next one. So 1, 2. And the third one is gonna be lemon balm, elderberry, rosehip, hawthorn berry, raspberry leaves, strawberry leaves, blackberry leaves, and hawthorn flowers. Sounds good as well. So a teaspoon of this as well. Okay, this is my favorite, that how this smells. Oops. Okay, so let's see which one is the best. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. I've got a very hot water there just right behind me. So we can pour our teas. We're gonna go with about 600 ml. So just over half a litre to each jug. Perfect. And I'm going to cover this for 10 minutes. By the way, I took the elderberry tea, what we've just made on a stove behind me, off the heat, because that's been simmering there now for 20 minutes, so we're going to deal with this in a minute. So we're going to put behind each what's what, and that's the chamomile. And now, after this cools down a bit, I push this on the side with this wooden spoon, take as much goodness out of these berries. Now they're fully rehydrated and looks like a very dark colored elderberry tea at the minute. And what is gonna make it for elderberry syrup, what is one of my best cold and flu remedy herbal trick. It's our raw honey. So I'm gonna put about half a cup or good couple of tablespoons. It depends on, you know. This will help us to give us a lovely flavor, and it will help us to store them in quite a couple of weeks or months. I'll keep this in a refrigerator. And I'm also going to put this organic Ceylon cinnamon, about a half to a tablespoon of cinnamon. Probably more about half a tablespoon than a tablespoon, because it's not a big portion I've made in here. So I'm going over the sink now. I've got a jug, a strainer and a cloth ready there to strain this beautiful tea. Still very hot, so I'm just going to use the back of the wooden spoon, push as much out of this goodness as possible. So it made us a 150 ml. Yeah, 150 ml. So we're gonna rinse this out a bit like that. And I'm gonna pour this back to this. Well, actually I don't have to, because it will be easier to work with this. I'll leave it in this one, but look how beautiful this looks. Okay, I think this just cooled down just to that level, that temperature, that we are now ready to put our honey in it. So let's say about maybe 2 tablespoons of honey. And then give this a good mix until this nicely dissolves. At the same time we can put the half a tablespoon of cinnamon in it. And give it a good mix. And when this cools down to room temperature and the honey dissolves, you can put this in a jar and leave it in a fridge. And we're also going to have a taste test with this as well. Oh, I know this is going to taste beautiful. This is my favorite. Part of my herbal cabinet for cold and flu season. Right, our elderberry syrup is ready, so we are now going to put this in this amber jar. I'm going to store in this and I'm going to label it, pour this in, and we're going to have a taste test. Perfect. And this is my foraged, homegrown from the garden elderberry, what I freeze-dried last year, and today we've just made using our raw honey, what we extracted again last year from the garden, with help of our bees, and made this delicious remedy. Smells divine. Let's have a taste test. I usually take a teaspoon a day. That is amazing. Right, let's try our teas. So, let's try the it smells amazing. So this one is the elderberry, rosehip, hawthorn berry, raspberry leaves, strawberry leaves, blackberry leaves, hawthorn flower and lemon balm. You can drink it just like this, or can put some honey in it as well. So I'm gonna try with and without honey. Literally, when we're gonna put honey, I'm just gonna put a tiny bit. I would like to try it without. Still very hot. Can't drink hot tea. That is nice. That is delicious. I think I would prefer a tiny sweetness. We grow stevia this year. I've got stevia actually as well. Should have put some stevia in it. But yeah, so this is amazing. So this is the tea number 1. And number 2 is the Calendula Hawthorn flowers and leaves, raspberry leaves, strawberry leaves, borage flower. Right. This got different color. Look, so the first one, it's like a purpley, dark, and this one is more like a yellow, I think from the calendula. It It's very hot. I'm gonna pour the next one out, leave it for a few minutes. And this is the Chamomile and Mullein. This is more on the chamomile yellow side. So all three got different colors. These two more similar, but this is stronger yellow. This is like a more like an orangey matte, and it's dark purple from the elderberry. So the elderberry color, this is the more the calendula and the chamomile. Okay, give a few minutes and we're gonna have a taste test. So I've put a little bit of honey in this one. Very nice, delicious. Next one. Oh, I love it. Chamomile and Mullein. Delicious. So good. I don't think so it needs any honey, but I just prefer a little sweetness, so I've put to this one. But I'm gonna drink all three. I think I'm gonna drink these two without honey. But yeah, I really enjoyed today. I'm gonna give some for Al to try, and I'm gonna enjoy this tea myself. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me, making all these beautiful homegrown, homemade, delicious herbal teas with me and the elderberry syrup. See you very soon. Bye friends!